Welcome everyone to HueFin, also known as HueFin News. Today is May 23rd, 2021, and you're going to see one of the best stocks that we're going to talk about today that needs to be added to our portfolio. This is also a portfolio review of which we're going to look at the stocks that are already in our portfolio so that we can track it to make sure that we need to take the profit or do we need to drop the stock from our portfolio because it is affecting our overall performance. If you all want to continue to see this, make sure before you go, hit the like button, share, and subscribe. We're not going to hype you. We're not going to fudge you. We're not going to give you any persuasion. We're just simply looking at the price and get in positions so that we can win and dominate in this market, right? It doesn't require, you put it in 15, 30, 100 hours worth of research into a company's earnings reports. None of that fundamental analysis, none of those pointless technical indicators. All you need to realize is language analysis, and that's what we possess here on this channel. Something simplistic, something easy to understand, something that you all need to possess as well in order for you to win in this market. So real quick, I wanted to show you all another confusing chart and something that you need to stay away from in order for you to really win in this market, because you will be surprised into realizing that this type of confusion is running rampant in the stock markets, also in the cryptocurrency space. You actually have individuals out here who expect you to understand this, right? You have people out here that is actually creating this confusion. This chart benefits you not at all. It doesn't benefit me. It doesn't benefit you. Only thing that it benefits is the confusion. So if you want to be confused, have at it. This is where you need it to be. Follow this individual right here on TradingView if you want to be confused. But this chart does not put you in any better position as to understanding where the market is going to go. This is the only reason why we look at price charts. We want to know where price is going to go. And the more things that people place on their charts, the more confused you'll become, period. There's too many circles, there's too many colors, there's too many shades, there's too many dots, there's too many lines, there's too many indicators, and there's only one thing you're worried about: price. So you're trying to tell me that this individual requires to have all of these indicators on his chart just to gauge where price is going to go. This person is confused. You need to be watchful of these type of charts or individuals who show you these type of charts. Second thing that you need to be careful of is listen to the language that they use, okay? There's certain keywords or buzzwords that will put you on guard to let you know that someone doesn't know what they're talking about, especially as to where price is going to go. And this is it. Listen to this. This is what this person wrote. We must see if, that's the buzzword right there, if. When someone tells you or you read somewhere that has if, that leaves an open door for them to say that they don't know what they're talking about. We must see if it can rise. So already you have to wait for something to occur. And if it doesn't occur, then what does it mean? So if it falls. So in one sentence, you tell me if it can rise. The next one, you tell me, so if it falls. We need to see if it gets support. So there's too many hypotheticals. You have to literally sit the sideline in this market for Bitcoin and wait for these things to occur. And then you start executing your trade or your position. Next one, we have to see if we can quickly ascend. Next, it remains to be seen if it can rise. Next one, if it falls this way. And then, so you need to trade carefully. No, you're confused as to what you're writing. There's too many ifs. And we have too many ifs, ands, or buts, or could be, or it's possible, or it might happen, it might not. That's why you need to trade carefully. This is what's out there. And for us, we got your back. We don't want you all to be confused. So be very careful of these type of charts and people who speak in this language. Now let's go back and look at our portfolio. Okay, we're going to look at our portfolio We're going to see if we're going to keep these stocks in our portfolio, or should we take the bag, or should we drop it, right? This is it. The third column from the left, these are the gains that you guys can see right now in the stocks that we are tracking. There's only one of them that is currently giving us some problems, and it's right there on Neon Node. I told you all on our last portfolio review that we may have to drop this one from our basket because it is not performing the way that the other stocks are. So we'll talk about that. The first one that we're going to look at is Antero Midstream. All right, we're already there. We've been watching these stocks on a long-term basis, on a weekly basis, and as you all can tell, Antero Midstream is actually giving us some strength. The only thing that I can see that will hold back this particular market is right here, okay? That can actually try to hurt this market and going lower. I do see the market trying to come up here towards $11, right? But this low right here on this weekly price right here in 2018 is something that I will have to be on guard for, right? I can see the market actually trying to sell off a little bit there, but the overall support is up there around $11. So we're going to continue to hold this particular stock in our portfolio based off what we're getting on the weekly, the 2 weeks time frame, as well as on the 5 weeks. The market strength is still here, but once we get here towards 11, it might happen next week and not during the weekend to where we can actually take it out. We will take it out and you won't be able to see there on our portfolio. So we're still eyeing the market to try to tag out around $11 in Antero Midstream. So we're going to keep it there, hold it a little while longer. We're still on course to see that particular stock go higher in price. The next one that we're going to look at is Deutsche Bank. Check them out. This is the weekly time frame, and even here we're still seeing that the market strength is in play. Okay, not that much weakness is currently being seen. I do see a shallow area of restriction or selling right there around $15, but just like we did in Antero, the market strength is still there. So I'm looking for the market to try to come towards 1550, and at that particular point we'll go ahead and TP out the market there in Deutsche Bank. So we're not going to get rid of that one either. Let's take a look at Datadog. So this is Datadog right here. You guys can see even here in Datadog, we did go through some weakness, right? From the last 5 weeks, the market in Datadog did go low in price, but we've already identified where that area of support was at. So even though the market in Datadog dipped and we saw it come all the way down below our support area, we still realized that that area was support, and it wasn't long after that the market came right back into our trading area. Now just imagine if you put in a stop loss right there around 76, you would have gotten stopped out, and then now the market is going the way that you expected it to go. This is why we don't use stop losses, because it gets you out your position when initially you had it right the whole time. That's why we only identify where we're looking for the market support to come through at. And Datadog is still on course, right? The market is definitely still giving us a lot of emphasis on market strength, and we're going to continue to play that. So we're not going to remove this one or even take the profits out the market in Datadog neither. So now let's look at Liberty Oil Fields. Okay, this is the next one. And here the market is still giving us strength. Nothing really here is dominated or would emphasize to us that this particular stock is getting weak. We're still on course to continue to watch this market in Liberty Oil Field. We're still tracking this. You guys can see we got around $16 as our area of take profit, which is pretty good to see that as well. So we're not going to move anything there in Liberty Oil Field. Next one is Marinus. Here it is. We just started tracking this particular stock right here. So far so good. You guys can see that $24.25 is the longer term aspect that we're seeing this particular stock go, but $20 also would be an area that we need to focus in on in Marinus, if I'm pronouncing it right. $20 would be the first area that we would have to come in and reevaluate this stock. Okay, which, I mean, it still gives us 25% profitability in Marinus. Okay, but yeah, we're not changing it yet. Everything's still on course for this particular stock to continue to go high in price. The next one is Neon Node. Okay, this is the one that we really need to focus in on if we need to take it away. Okay, so now this is a weekly time frame in Neon Node, and from the outset, this market in Neon Node hasn't seen any higher price movement. That is one of the biggest indications that lets us know that this stock is not acting the way it needs to, right? And the next thing, we're seeing this market break our support area. And taking a look at this on the 3 weeks time frame, take a look at that. It's definitely giving us a lot of weakness. What about on the 2 weeks time frame? Even here, a lot of weakness. So the market is not acting correctly in Neon Node, and it happens. But one of the best things about language analysis is that you're able to minimize those losses. And once you see weakness still involved in a particular stock, you need to cut it. And we're going to do that today on Neon Node. It's not acting the way that we expected it to act. We are still expecting this price to go lower, maybe all the way down here towards $5, right? I mean, we got the volume coming through on the 2 weeks time frame. The spread is down. This whole stock is just nothing but weakness right now. So rather than for us to hope that the market is going to come back up, we realize that the market is still weak and we need to cut it. So let's do that. We're going to get rid of Neon Node. It did not go the way that we expected it to go, which will happen, but we're going to take it out. It's causing too much of an infection to our portfolio. So we're taking it out there. Now let's take a look at Torchlight Energies, which is the next one that we're going to look at. So this is Torchlight right here. Switching this back over to the weekly. And again, I'm real positive on this particular stock. This stock is definitely giving us a lot of strength. We're still expecting the market price to go higher. We're not really too concerned as we were in Neon Node for Torchlight. I like it. All right, so $2.52 we're looking for the market to go, which will give us around 18% profitability in that realm. Let's take a look at USD partners real quick. And here it is. Pretty good, right? The market in USD partners has held support. We haven't broken our support area. And finally, we're seeing some strength trying to come into the market for this stock. So we're still on course. Nothing changes the market in USD partners. You guys can see that we came right back to where we started when we put this stock in our portfolio. We're now right back to where we were. So pretty good though for us to actually see the strength come through into the market in USD partners. Okay, so we're going to keep that there in our portfolio. I'm not going to remove that one. So let's check out vascular biogenetics. So this is vascular biogenetics. We've been tracking this stock for a while too. And I think we're watching this one on the monthly. Let me see. Yes, we're checking this stock out on the monthly time frame. We would definitely come through in TP around $3. That is the last time that this market held support and was acting as restriction. So far, so good. We're expecting this particular stock to go higher. First spot $3. Ultimately, I can see $4 too, though. So we're going to maintain that one there. And then this last one is the Power Shares ETF, PSCE. All right, so this is Power Shares. Let's do this on a weekly. And again, we saw the market dip in this particular ETF, but we haven't broken our support area, which is why we are maintaining the ability of this stock to go higher. And we're still in that particular play. TP will be the first initial area. TP would be around $8, right? I will have to really evaluate the market in this one around $8 because it was acting as restriction here and acting as support at the same time. Okay, but you can see that we have it all the way up there around $9 to $10 in the market for this stock or ETF. All right, so that's that. Now let's go to the particular stock that we're going to add to this portfolio, right? And this is it right here. The ticker symbol is FINV. Finvolution. This is the stock right here that we are going to add to our portfolio. And the reason is because this particular stock is not giving us a lot of weakness. We are in an uptrend into the market on this stock. right now. So we're going to create this ascending line. Okay, this is going to be our gauge as to tracking how high this particular stock can go. Fin solution. You see that? So now take this over to the 2 weeks time frame. I can see some restriction though, so we might not have this one in our portfolio for long because $8 is it, right? We're definitely seeing some weakness coming around $8. That will give us at least 6.9% profitability to see that market hit that point. Okay, our support area is going to be right here around $6. Okay, now let's take a look at this on a 3 weeks time frame. This is where we're seeing the market ability to maintain the weakness that has came through over the last couple of 3 weekly price bars, which lets us know that this stock wants to continue to go high in price, right? What about on the monthly? The monthly time frame looks pretty good as well in terms of seeing this stock go high in price. I mean, we've seen bouts during the month of March, even during the month of February, of weakness trying to come through, but we haven't reacted to that at all, right? The market took that as nothing. So for us to see that occur, it lets me know that the market still wants to go higher in price, and that's how we're going to play it. We're going to anticipate the continuation of movement higher for FinFolution. And I wanted to see what the analysts were talking about on this particular stock, right? So here it is. This is how we're going to predict the market movement in FinFolution of it going higher in price. I told you already, $8, we will have to come in and reevaluate the market in FinFolution. But generally, based off what occurred over the last 3 weekly price bars, the market still wants to go higher in price. So this is why we're going to add this one to our portfolio, right? So let's go ahead and add it. Okay. Let's go ahead and do what? We want to do 20 shares of this. And now it's been recorded. All right. So now let's see what the analysts are talking about. All right. So let's go here. So now this is what the analysts are talking about. And take a look. It doesn't have a lot of coverage. A lot of analysts are not watching this stock. But out of the two that have recommendations, they both have a buy rating. So they're looking for this particular stock to go higher. The highest one is $11.60. For us, ours around $8.69. Average price target is $9.30. So we're definitely within the possibility of seeing our price target come to fruition, which if it hits $9.30, that's about 23%, almost 24% profitability to the upside, right? So Citigroup, Credit Suisse, and Bocon International both have buy ratings on this particular stock. Now, it's been a while since they came in and upgraded or reiterated their recommendation. Maybe it's due for them to do another one, but accordingly to the chart, we're going to play that as well. Okay, so that is it. We're in position. This is the newest stock that we've added to our portfolio, which is pretty good to see. And everything else looks pretty excellent as well, on course to continue to see higher price movement. The only one that we have taken out that was causing an infection to our portfolio performance was Neon Node right there. And that's it. You guys can finally tell we're seeing some positivity, green, in our gain since added column, which is what we needed to see. Excellent call. Join us if y'all want to learn more. Make sure you follow us here on this particular channel. You do that by liking the video, sharing the video, subscribing, because you want to dominate this market. You need to follow us because we are in position to capitalize on these price movements. And that's it. Make sure you maintain profitability. And as always, trade different.